spoke of the Word of God and conversions, and in there some interesting stories, especially of Sylvester, who said Jesus is our paramount chief. You're with Mission Alive. This is Roger from the MSC Mission Office. The Word of God comes to us in all kinds of ways. Most of us think of it as the Word of God coming from the Bible, whether we hear it at church, whether we read it ourselves or study it, or what. When the prophets received the Word of God, and it often says in the books of the prophets, and the Word of God came to the prophet such and such. How did the prophet hear that? Understand that? Was it like a big voice in the sky, or somebody whispering in his ear? More likely it came from the prophet's inner reflection, understanding of things. And we sometimes say that the prophets predicted the future. Well, they didn't really. What they did was what we call a reading of the signs of the times. They looked around what was going on in the world and listened to what was going on in the world. Then they could say, the prophet could say to a king, listen, king, if you keep going this way, I'll tell you what's going to happen. This and this and this will happen. So it was a warning. And we are all called to do that, to listen to what's going on in the world, to understand the world and whatnot. So the Word of God can come to us in many different ways in our discussions. It can come, through reports in newspapers or on TV, and then our own thinking, our own understanding. We can say, if this goes like this and like this, then I think I know where this is going. Or it can be a message to us to say, do this, do that, go that way, and so on. And maybe through the pandemic, the Word has come to us. We've got to say, well, what the Word of God is telling us at the moment is, maybe we slow down a bit. Maybe we think more of others. We take care of other people. The whole point of getting vaccinated and doing the right thing, protecting ourselves, protecting our families, our friends, and protecting society. There's the Word of God coming to us. Or it means, we see somebody that needs help. Or we know that, the old man next door, or the lady down the road, or the family across the street, we understand they need some help. This is how the Word of God comes to us, in many different ways. A few weeks ago, one Saturday morning, I was feeling a bit tired, and I didn't really feel like doing any work or doing much. And this idea came to me: get in the car, go over to the beach and have a swim. So I did. Went to Maroubra, had a swim. It was wonderful. Get in the water, it was just the right temperature. And then when I finished, I went over and get a big cup of coffee and a breakfast. And I sat there on a seat looking over the sea, eating the breakfast, drinking my coffee. It was good. Felt much more relaxed, much better afterwards. This was the Word of God. This was Jesus saying, hey, Rog, just relax a bit. Go and have a swim and have a nice breakfast. Recharge your spirits a bit. These are ways in which the Word of God can come to us. Not dramatic, no big thing, but the Word of God is there all the time, leading us, guiding us, directing us, advising us. And we have to learn to listen. And people say, listen to your body. Listen to what your gut is telling you. Well, this is all how God works. Through our minds and hearts and our body, what's going on in our guts. This is how God speaks to us. And we need to learn to listen. And if we're going to go on mission and give the Word of God to others, we have to hear it ourselves. Thank you for being with us at this great time of the year.